It's really easy to get trapped in a state of constant desire, wanting the outcome, looking for the result. And when you're putting in work, you feel almost lethargic, like you're not enjoying yourself and you're having to push through and persevere. When in reality, you should be enjoying yourself, having a good time, and focusing your attention on your inputs. That's where you have all the influence. You don't control the exact outcome, but you can almost guarantee and predict that you're going to get the results that you want if you have a strong enough correlation between your input and the output that it produces. So if you shift all your energy and attention into really mastering your inputs, into really getting great at your work, then what you want to achieve becomes inevitable. On the other hand, if you keep getting frustrated that you don't have the results that you want, that maybe people don't see you the way that you want to be seen, or that you're not growing as fast as you would like in an area of your life, then it's going to continue to cause friction and frustration, and it's this vicious loop that consumes us. So instead of making steady and firm progress, we start self-sabotaging. We go into shiny object syndrome, where we look for a new path, an easier way to get the same result. And I've seen this with so many entrepreneurs. They switch vehicles again and again and again. And sometimes an industry really isn't the one for you. But if you keep jumping between opportunities and trying new stuff, and you've never reached the level of success that you wanted, it's probably got a lot to do with your follow-through and your attitude. Your attitude is really incredible. It holds a lot of power, but we don't realize how important it really is. When you start to become aware that the way that you feel really heavily impacts how well you perform, you start to treasure it a little bit more. You start to really treat it for what it's worth. And what it's worth is its weight in gold and much, much more. The more that you improve the way that you feel, the easier it becomes to do the work, and the easier it becomes to get the results that you want. I went from being really angry at the world for making it so difficult to achieve my goals, to loving every moment of every input and effort that I was doing. So I know what it's like to be in resistance, to get in your own way. But if you can really take a moment to just step back and realize how much frustration you're causing yourself, it will make it really easy to stop. Whereas if you keep pushing and trying to push through, it really won't change much at all. In this very moment, ask yourself, have I been getting in my own way? Am I making things more difficult than they actually need to be, or more difficult than they even are? Because I think that it's really tough, and I believe that it's really difficult, and that, it's taking too long. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can breeze through life. You can have a good time on your way to your targets, to your goals. If you want an outcome really badly and you keep focusing and obsessing on that, you're pushing it away from yourself. By virtue of putting it on a pedestal, it is above you, it is beyond you, and now you have to work extremely hard to get it. But if you're the type of person who just deserves to make millions of dollars because you do the inputs that result in that, then you will. It's really that simple. If you do the right behaviors and you persevere and you have a good time while doing them, then it's not really that hard. In many ways, it's much harder to work a 9-to-5 than it is to own a business that does 7 figures or more per year. And the struggle that we create for ourselves, with a lack of knowledge, with a lack of self-development, with a lack of discipline, right? So now we've created these challenges and hurdles that make it really difficult to move from where we are to where we want to go. Anything that you desire, any goal or outcome that you're so desperate for, ask yourself, could this become something that is natural to me? Could I achieve this and not feel like a lottery millionaire winner, right? You shouldn't be in the mindset of, oh wow, I can't believe I accomplished that. because that means you probably don't quite deserve it, and you'll find a way to mess it up and lose it. And that's what happens to so many people who have breakthrough successes, and then all of a sudden you see them back below where they even started. And it's frustrating, of course, and you want to say, well, you should know better, but this is what happens when you haven't energetically matched the level that you're on. If you achieve great external success, but your attitude is just terrible, and you haven't self-developed and you haven't worked on your character, then those things that you've achieved will quickly fade away. And you'll either have a next goal that you want to reach and be frustrated and angry about, or you'll lose what you have and drop even further down. Put an end to all of this and take back your control, your power, by focusing and really challenging the way that you feel. How do you feel, and do you like the way you feel? Maybe we should change it. Maybe we shouldn't change the vehicle or the method that you're using. Maybe we should change the way that you feel about it, the way you perceive it. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough to create a very, very rapid breakthrough. This is a process where you don't have to do nearly as much work in terms of labor or putting in more hours, right? This is more about shifting the way that you perceive the universe, the way that you view your reality, and really clogging your own view by saying things like, oh, it's so hard and it's so far away and it's never going to happen for me. Well, of course, you really do not deserve to get what you want if you tell yourself those things. You are disqualifying yourself before anyone else ever does. And if you're getting angry or frustrated and upset that you're not there yet, okay, good. That means you need to learn to be patient, right? So the universe will conspire to teach you the thing that you're missing, and it will keep putting you in situations where you have to be patient, and you'll keep getting angry. But if you realize what's happening, you can just say, what's the lesson here? What am I needing to learn to move forward? Why am I trapped? What's happening? All of a sudden, it becomes pretty clear. The picture really becomes crystal clear when you take a couple of steps back. It's when you're caught with blinders on and you're obsessed and you're in desire and you're pushing it away from yourself and you're putting it on a pedestal. All of this really makes it so that everything you want goes further away from you. I want you to pull everything you want towards you. I want you to become a magnet for all of what you desire. Attraction instead of pursuing and hunting and desperately trying to reach for something. It's so much more effective, and it's way more fun to be the kind of person who deserves what you want instead of getting it despite yourself, right? I have to prove everybody wrong and show them that I'm good enough, and finally they'll all see. That's a terrible place to come from. Even if you achieve the success, it's not truly fulfilling because the inner work is lacking and the character development, it really isn't there to hold up. But these small shifts in attitude and really focusing on the right thing, it creates so much opportunity for growth. So take that opportunity every day by telling yourself a better story, such as, I'm going to focus on what I can control, the things that I can influence, not what I cannot, the weather and other people and their reactions and, things really conspiring to go my way in terms of everything aligning. I'm not going to try to influence or control that too much. I'm just gonna do my part. And if I keep showing up and doing my part over and over and over again, there's no way it doesn't work out for me. And if I get better at it too, through that process, then my chances just keep going up. As they say, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So keep getting better and better and better at what you do, making it impossible for you to miss any opportunity that comes up. And all of a sudden, you're that lucky person who gets everything they want. All of a sudden, you're making so much more money, you've got great relationships, your health is really just improving and getting better and better. And the older you get, somehow you feel more healthy than you ever have. Incredible, right? It's almost like something magical happened, but it was just you shifting your point of focus and really concentrating on what you have power over. And if you want help implementing this, if you want me to personally coach you every single week, hold you accountable, make sure that you're performing at your absolute best, then I invite you to jump over to erafael.com. Link is in the description. Over there, you can book a call with me directly. We'll talk, see if we're a good fit. And if so, I will be personally making sure, guaranteeing that you're on track and hitting your goals. Again, if you want to take advantage of that, go to erafael.com. Link is in the description. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will catch you on the next one.